Hello everyone and welcome back to Ravenport. Bright and early morning start for us as we have some more work on our new field to do. In the last session we got started on that. Didn't get quite as far as I would have hoped, but we made a reasonable dent in the work that we needed to do. So we collected all the sunflowers that were growing there already and harvested that. We got about 4,000 litres of sunflower, which was good considering there was no fertiliser on that field when we bought it. So we harvested that. We started mowing and clearing the bushes and grass around the field. We attempted to try and cut some of the trees. We couldn't cut all of them because of the tree type that we're allowed to cut with the harvester. And also, we did struggle a little bit with the cutting of trees. I was trying to use the lumberjack mod to delete them to make it a bit easier, as the trees don't sell for too much. And it would have taken me a long time to go through and sort out those trees. So yeah, that's what we did last time. And we also did the border of our new field, the expanded border and what it's going to be. But for today, we've certainly got to continue that work. We've got a few silage bales to collect, and we're going to finish the field creation. But before that, we've got some farm housekeeping to do. The eggs were all full, so we've got to take that to the shop. And then we're going to do a quick check on the horses, because some of them are nearing their full ride state, so they'll be good to sell soon. But for now, let's check out where the best price for the eggs is and take them. Such a difference between the prices. But the best price is the central grain elevator, 3,400. So let's head over there. As we're setting off on our way there, I'll mention that I wasn't quite getting on with the keyboard steering mod. I was struggling with reversing. So for this session, I'm trying the realistic steering mod, which is slightly different. It basically adjusts your steering based on the speed you're driving, rather than the keyboard steering mod, which didn't take into account speed, just the length in which you were depressing buttons. So the good thing about that is when you release the steering keys, it does go back to the central point quite quickly, but we get the benefit of slower steering when we're moving at speed. So yeah, going to give that a try this session, see how I get on with it. Hopefully makes my life a lot easier for reversing, which I was really struggling with. Some of these are very tricky to sell. There's a bit of a sweet spot, and I think the crate needs to be tilted, is what I've sort of worked out from trial and error. Oh, forgot a box. Can't forget. Even though I removed the strap from what was covering the box, still wouldn't let me move it. Okay, let's get back to the farm then. Okay, we'll get the pallets back in their egg spawning point. The egg pallets are a mod as well, and I found them to be very good. They expand the size of the amount of eggs you can spawn, obviously, and makes the transportation, loading of the trailers, and also selling them much easier. So a very helpful mod. But I probably need to get a spare pallet just to help with collecting the eggs when we do take all 6 to the sell point, because we then end up with rogue boxes, which is okay. They go on the trailer just as easy. So yeah, there we go. Eggs sold. Good profit from them as well. So next we're going to do a quick check on the horses. Last time I checked, I think, oh, don't walk into me, they were about 75% ride completion. So I reckon in the next day or so, should be good to sell. So the ones I bought, I think there was 4 I bought later, they're on 55. And then these 4 here are on 94%. So yeah, in the next session, well, next day, next session, we'll be able to sell them. There's 4 of them for £50,000 a piece, so a nice profit from that. Okay, we're going to pick up the bale trailer, so we can go pick up the bales from the new field. You'll notice that the sunflower crop in here has finished growing and it's ready for harvest. I have got crop growth on fast, so my plan is I'm going to wait to harvest that, and in our new field we're going to plant some sunflower as well, so I'm probably going to wait for that to be fully grown before we harvest both, and we'll do a bit of a sunflower harvest session. Obviously we tested out our new corn harvesting header in the last session when we had a small bit of corn to harvest here, so I gave it a little test, but yeah, it'd be good to have a harvest of a much bigger scale. Okay, let's get these picked up. Let's roll you over here, shall we? Okay. Right. So next we're going to finish our field creation. But first of all, I think what I'm going to do is get the forestry machine out of the way. And between last session and this one, I've decided I'm just going to get these 2 trees lopped down. After all, we brought this machine over here last time. We could only harvest 3 trees, I think, so stuff. For anyone who watched the last session, you'll remember I had a bit of a time with trying to get the trees that I'd cut down to delete, and I think I found out what it was. I'm using the lumberjack mod, which helps increase the distance of range for cutting down trees. Also gives your character some additional strength. And I noticed that after I activated the strength part of the mod, I could then delete the big size trees. So I think that's just a part of the mod that I didn't understand. So if you want to delete trees with the lumberjack mod, you need to put on the super strength mode and then cut down the tree, remove the root, and then you should be able to delete the tree as a whole as well, which is really, really handy, especially when you've got to do tree clearance for trees that you can't use this type of machine for. So yeah, let's get the harvester put away and to one side. Cool. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to finish creating the field. I think before we start that, there's a couple of landscaping bits that I need to tend to. So there's a big old dip here, which isn't going to be very nice. And then there's quite a substantial hill and peak here, which is going to be quite difficult for a tractor. So there's quite an edge here. So I'm just going to go in the terrain editing tool and quickly level off some bits. Won't take me too long. Okay. Those bits look to be nice and smoothed over now, but it did remove where we'd created the field. So just going to need to go over those again. But since last time, obviously we've got quite a large field that we need to turn over and subsoil and also create. So time to upgrade the subsoiler is my thought. So I have spotted one. It's a mod, and it's a mod that I know one of the people that I watch, Dagowin, uses. So yeah, a recommended one from him is the lizard subsoiler, 6 meters. The one we've got is 4 meters, so gives us an extra 2 meters, which is nice. And I think, yeah, based on the price, it's good enough already. We're going to buy it new. But I am going to change the colour to JCB yellow, which is the theme I've gone for with a lot of my machinery. So yeah, going to buy that. And let's go fetch it. Take the class because the poor brewer was struggling a little bit last time. Okay, so we're back and set up. I'm just going to go over the bits of the border that were removed when we did the landscaping. And then I'm going to have to pop back to the farm, get the lorry with the log collector to get up the random bits of logs that are around that we've cut. And then we can crack on with getting the field created. So I've got to use trusty friend GPS for this. I realised I cut that by hand. I didn't have the GPS active then. But this is slightly different. The texture it leaves is more like a ploughed texture. I thought this was more of a subsoiler, but it comes under plough, so I'm guessing it must be classed as a plough. But let us get this border finished, and then we can go get the log trailer, collect the logs, and then finish creating the field. Let's go. Okay, so we've done the border again, and now we're going to hop back to the farm, get in the truck. There it is. Get our logging trailer. Might seem a bit overkill to get a big old trailer just for 6 or 8 logs, but it's what it's built for. So we're not going to take them to the sawmill. We shall keep them for when we start felling some trees from our dense forest up there. Okay, I think that is all the logs loaded from the trees that we were able to harvest with the forestry machine. Last time I left a whole pile of branches here. After I finished recording, I took them, dragged them to the biomass plant, which, yeah, was a bit of a trek. So let's go park this down here. We've moved so much machinery over to this new field. I think at the end of this video we're going to have a little victory parade of vehicles driving back to the farm, which will be interesting. So let's crack on with getting this field created. Stuck there for a second. Okay, so we have done all of the field creation. Now going to set the helper on to go over the existing field, and yeah, it means we don't have to finish this all ourselves. In the meantime, I'm going to do a bit of tidy up. We're going to have to bring over the solid fertilizer spreader with lime in it, because the field clearly needs some lime. And after that, we may see how much time we've got left and get our sunflowers planted. The only thing I'm thinking is, can we plant it directly into this, which looks like ploughed ground? I think we need to have cultivated ground, but we will test that theory when we get round to it. One thing I am going to do whilst I'm here is, last time when I was using the loading wagon, I dumped a load of grass in the bush over there. So I'm going to take this opportunity to collect that and get it baled up. How did the bale trailer end up over there? I don't think I parked it blocking the road. Must have a mind of its own. Really testing out the fast baler here. I don't think it's maybe used to collecting stuff so fast. Roll you down here. Well, simulate rolling. There's no roll function. I've never rolled a bale, so I don't know if it would be possible. They look very heavy. Well, the game says they're very heavy as well. 440 kilos or something along that line. Okay. I think that's all collected up now. Well, I am going to have to take some stuff back, because I don't have enough tractors. I also emptied the rest of the grass from that loading wagon down here. As you can see, another lovely pile of grass. So I will have to bale that up. I don't have a silage pit, so baling and wrapping is the way. I've also found that baling and wrapping is less manually intensive as well. Less effort needed. Okay, so Got some fertiliser to drop there. I think this is lime. Yeah. But not much. So we will fill the rest from our lime dispenser. Probably up to the top. Don't know how much it's going to need, so I'd rather have more. There we go. Good timing as well, because the worker has apparently finished. Believe it when I see it. I don't think the locals are really going to like us blocking all their access. So it has finished. There is a strip up there. So let's get this started. We'll use helper. May take over later. Oh. I wonder why it missed this bit. Also notice this right hand edge isn't fully straight, so I'm going to try and correct that. I know in real life you wouldn't have a straight edge field, but just the OCD part of me coming out. What is going on over there? Jesus. I think maybe because not all of it needs to be limed. I don't know why I stopped. Right, we're going to take over from you, mate, because you are making a right hash of this. A right hash. I know I'm not the best, but on this one, you let us down. See, I don't think all of the field needs the lime. Lime is quite cheap, so I am just going to do it all. I don't know if that sort of resets the bits that don't need lime to, you know, back to square one. And then it will all need lime together again. Oh no, forgot some logs there. It's funny, the spreading width of lime versus fertilizer. The same spreader will spread lime this distance, but then solid fertilizer, it will spread a smaller distance. So I wonder if that's to do with sort of the size, texture, weight of lime versus solid fertilizer. Anyone knows? Let me know. Always out there to learn how it's done in real life. So, liming the existing field might prove to be a waste of lime, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just so the field looks the same as well. And as it's a new field that we're going to be using, we're giving it the best possible chance of good yields. Couple bits I think I've missed. Couple bits I've definitely missed. That's great. Cool, so gonna jump back in the class. Going to get our planter, because I think we've got time to get that planted today, if it will let me. I'm not sure if it will plant on what looks to be ploughed ground. So let's ditch the weight here. Switch this to the front. And we can hitch up the bale trailer. Take that back to the farm. So I think we need to give it a little bit more seed. Seed is this one here. And definitely give it some liquid fertilizer. I think that's herbicide, so is liquid fertilizer going to be the next one along? Haven't helped myself by dropping big bags everywhere. There we go. So the realistic steering mod seems to be much better, much preferring it, as I said, because the wheel returns central much more when I'm reversing. That really helps. But it still gives me the realistic effect of slower turning, which is what I was looking for, because in some of my earlier sessions the steering wheel goes to full lock when I press a key on the keyboard, so it just doesn't look very good or realistic. So I think we'll start with the headland and then leave the rest to the worker. Bit of a hope and a prayer on this one, as I'm not sure it's going to directly plant, but we'll see. It has worked. Apart from missing a bit in the corner, which I'm going to just get now. It's working. We're planting. I'm not quite sure on the harvest, the fertilizing state though. Seems to be a bit random. I think that's from us cutting the grass. So I'm just going to apply the fertilizer just in case there's bits. Too precious about saving the money. I need to find out if there's a short key for the GPS to switch it 90 degrees, because that would really help. Okay, I think we're going to see the class taking the planter up the hill. We have fully serviced the planter now, so it seems like we don't get any speed advantage from servicing it. But look, a class is just storming up the hill. No break, no slow down. What machine? Okay, head. There's a couple bits here randomly that it doesn't quite like. Just going to try and see to those, just so the worker has the best possible chance. Will it work up this way instead? No. Looks like I might have some more terrain edits to do. There's obviously a patch here that it doesn't quite like. Work set up and on his way to do the rest. And in the meantime, we shall stay up operation to get back. So I'm going to drive it back all in one. First with the logging machine, because that's the slowest. Followed by the Bureau. Guessing I can sell this subsoiler now. Obviously the planter will directly plant where we've used the other subsoiler or plough that we've used. So yeah, we've not really got much of a use for it. Pick up the mows. So we have a few logs, not many, mainly because the tree types were the ones that aren't easy to harvest with the forestry machine. I think if I was to clear a field again, I would look at getting the wood chipper and use that. Because it does seem a bit of a waste cutting the trees and just deleting them. I feel like we should make use of the stuff that we clear and cut down. But yeah, that's a job for next time. Cool, so let's take this convoy back home. Look at that. Beasts. All of them. Right. Tidy up begins. Okay, tidy up done. Field has been planted. Looking a bit patchy, but I'm sure it will even out soon. Just give that a check. Yep. Varying levels of fertilizer. We will need to herbicide this when the weeds come, and also give it a spray or a dash of fertilizer. Yeah, we normally use solid fertilizer, so sprinkle that. Cool, that's good. So yeah, as I said, the sunflower here is ready to harvest, but we'll wait for this to fully grow and then we'll harvest both field 23 and then the combined 24, 25 and 26. Yeah, let's get this back to the farm. Okay, so a very productive morning. It's been good. So what we've done, we have sold the eggs. So those will be good for another fair few days before they're full again. We checked out the horses. We know that we're going to need to sell some tomorrow. So whether that'll be next session or not, I'm not sure. And then we got back focusing on our new field, which we had to create the border. We did a bit of terrain editing. Then we had to lime it. We collected the bales as well that were there and the logs. And then finally we planted sunflower there. So a real mixed bag of different chores and jobs to get done. Yeah, new field creation has a lot of jobs that come with it. So yeah. But yes, we shall leave it there for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching, whether it be live or later on. If you've got any tips or advice or anything you'd like me to do, please feel free to leave me a comment. Always happy to take any suggestions. And as always, any likes and subscribes are much appreciated. Please do so. Whilst you're doing that, there's another YouTuber that you might want to check out if you like Fortnite or Minecraft. His name is Focus, and his channel is in the description. Yes. Thanks very much for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.